Welcome back to the Law Show. I'm attorney Brian Dailey. I'm broadcasting live from high atop the Law Show studios in the undisputed automobile capital of the world, Detroit, Michigan. We call it Motown. I'm high atop the Law Show studios in Motown, Detroit, Michigan. We're answering all your legal questions at 855-529-7469. That's 855-LAW-SHOW. You can also email your questions to questions@thelawshow.com, and I will answer them. If you want to get an answer to something, if you want to bring something to my attention, call me right now and follow the prompts to leave a message if you don't want to go on the air, and I'll get back with you right away. You can also email your questions, and I'll get back with you right away. The number, 855-LAW-SHOW, works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And yes, I have answered questions on Christmas Day and have done so with the support of my lovely wife, the lovely Jill, because she knows that I'm here to serve the public, and she's totally in favor of that. And so you call anytime, night or day, doesn't matter. I will answer. If I don't answer, I'll get back with you right away. I mentioned earlier that there is something very important happening in the Michigan House Judiciary Committee on Tuesday, and I think then on Thursday in the Senate. They're considering a package of bills that eventually or essentially will outlaw medical malpractice claims and give immunity to doctors who make grievous errors in the midst of an emergency, like, for example, if there is a traumatic birth that takes place and the doctor doesn't do a C-section fast enough, or if they damage the baby when they're doing a C-section or when the baby's being born. And they'll tell you that they want these bills to pass because of a shortage of doctors. We heard about that back in the 1990s when they were talking about the shortage of medical prescription drugs, and they wanted to give immunity to the prescription drug makers in Michigan, claiming that it was going to create all kinds of jobs. And actually, I don't think we have any manufacturers left in Michigan, or very few if we do, and a number of them left after they got that immunity. So essentially what happens is Michigan is telling its citizens that you can't sue for medical malpractice under many, many circumstances, and you can't sue if you've taken a drug that was supposed to help you that actually hurt you. This is a real problem in Michigan. The Republicans have been pushing this for years and years and years and years, and really all they're doing is they're transferring the cost of somebody's injury to us. Because what happens is when somebody gets injured, they have to get medical treatment, and so they go to Medicaid. Medicaid is underwritten by us, you and me. So when I pay my tax dollars and you pay your tax dollars, part of that goes to fund Medicaid. As it stands now, Medicaid can go collect from those doctors that cause these injuries, but after the legislature's done, they're not going to be able to do that, and that's going to increase our costs. And this is something that the Republicans don't ever talk about. They talk about limiting taxes and all kinds of things like that, which I think are great. Those are great ideas. But let's take it the entire way and make sure that Medicaid can recover the tax dollars that are being paid out for somebody's injury through no fault of their own. If you want to learn more about this, let me know. We can give you a link to the House Judiciary Committee and to the Senate Insurance Committee. We can give you a phone number for Senator Roger Kahn of Saginaw, who is pushing these things, so that you can call them and let them know that you don't want that. If you've been injured by a doctor, you want a right to be able to sue that doctor just as much as you have a right to sue a lawyer or somebody who drives badly and causes an injury in that way. So it's time to stand up and protect your rights, otherwise you're going to lose them, like we lost them in our ability to pursue the makers of bad drugs. Every single state in the country can sue a drug manufacturer for an injury except Michigan. Now that makes 0 sense. No sense at all. Call your legislator, and especially if they're Republicans, tell them to get on the bandwagon with protecting people's rights now, because they are not doing it. The Republicans are not doing it. And so I challenge any Republican now to call me and tell me how you're protecting people's rights by passing bills that will end the ability to sue for malpractice. And if you're out there, Roger Kahn, you call me right now at 855-LAW-SHOW. I'd like to talk to you about your misguided attempt at passing these bills to eliminate medical malpractice. I'm going to continue answering all your legal questions at 855-529-7469. Before we go to the phones, I got one more thing to say, and that is if you have any inkling that you may have a lawsuit or some legal right, you really are going to do yourself a lot of good by getting into a lawyer, especially a lawyer who provides a free initial consultation to find out what your rights are and how much time you have to bring them. You don't want to run afoul of the statutes of limitations. Those are really bad things to do. Every single week I get calls from people who have been injured, who have claims, who have breach of contract claims, who have waited just a little bit too long to pursue it because they didn't go see a lawyer. They are no longer going to be able to pursue it. So you want to make sure and pursue your legal rights. Find a lawyer that provides a free initial consultation, like the Daily Law Firm at 855 Law Show, and find out what your legal rights are. Then you can make an informed decision as to whether or not you want to pursue it. I'm not saying that you should pursue every legal claim that you've got, but you ought to find out what they are before you make a decision not to do it or to do it, okay? So make sure and get in touch with the lawyer if you have a legal claim or if you've got an inkling that you may have a legal right, so you can find out exactly what you've got, if anything at all. If you have a legal question right now, call 855-529-7469. That's 855 Law Show. And we're going to talk to Kevin now. Kevin, you're on the Law Show.
Hi, thanks for taking my call, Brian. I got a question. I was recently involved in an accident where the person that hit me was issued a ticket for failure to yield, resulting in an accident.
Yes.
Opened up my mail yesterday, got a subpoena to appear on her behalf in court. Why?
You probably got the subpoena from the courthouse, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, from the 47th District Court, and that's in Farmington. Is that where it was?
Yes, Farmington. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you didn't get that to come and testify on her behalf. You got that to come and testify against her, okay, to provide testimony that the prosecutor needs in order to prosecute that person for the failure to yield, okay? That means that they're probably disputing it. And so they want you to go there, and if you don't show up, there's a good chance that they'll dismiss the ticket. Now, were you injured in the car accident?
No, the car was torn up, but I wasn't.
Well, that's a good thing. So at this point, you got to make a decision. Do you really want to spend your time going there and testifying? You do have to adhere to an order of the court, all right?
Okay.
If you don't, you could be potentially held in contempt of court, and you don't want that. It's not likely that the court would do that, but they have every right to do it, and they certainly can do it. I'm very familiar with Farmington. Was it a state police officer, or was it a city police officer that gave the ticket and responded?
No, it's Farmington City Police Department.
Right.
I mean, they issued the ticket. It was cut and dry. I guess what you're telling me is the only reason I'm being called is because you're trying to dispute that accident.
That's correct.
Trying to save her driving record.
Trying to save her driving record, trying to do something, and who knows what exactly their goal is, but it's incumbent upon you to adhere to the subpoena. We should all adhere to all court orders. I'm here to tell you that that's what we should do. Is there a downside for you not going? Probably not, but I'm still advising you. You need to do your duty as a citizen to go there and provide that testimony. Now, if you want and you can't make it that day and you need a different day, call the court and let them know you're not available, and then they'll adjourn things. Okay?
Yeah, my only problem is I got to go there to make sure that she does pay the price for her inability to operate a motor vehicle with a small child in it. So I have no problem with the contempt issue, but you know what? If I understand you correctly, the only way that I can enforce or make her pay her price is by appearing.
That's correct. And let me just explain something else.
Okay.
When you do appear, there's some likelihood that there's going to be an effort on the part of her lawyer, if she has a lawyer, to plea this down to something that doesn't carry points with it, all right? Even if you show up, they may do that.
And if I were to show up and state my case clearly as indicated as the police wrote the ticket, she would have a better chance of being accountable for her poor performance.
Yes, the prosecutor over there for the city is an attorney by the name of Steve Meads. He's a really, really good guy. And you can call him at the 47th District Court and leave him a message. Tell him who you are. Let him know the subpoena that you got. Give him the ticket number and all that other information that came with that subpoena. And tell him that you will be there and that you want to make sure that this ticket goes through and that she doesn't get any plea deals, all right? If you want to do that.
Absolutely. Thanks for the time. I'll certainly be there with my best attitude regarding justice.
Very good. Hey, thank you for calling the Law Show, Kevin, and good luck to you. We're going to continue answering all your legal questions at 855-529-7469. That's 855-529-7469. We're going to go to the phones again, and we're going to talk to Scott. Scott, you're on the Law Show.
How you doing today?
Doing good. How are you, Scott?
I guess I'm not bad. I got a question to you. It's more along the lines of retail law in the state of Michigan.
There really isn't any retail law anymore.
Well, go ahead.
There isn't really any retail law anymore. So if you bought a bad lawnmower, or if you bought a lawnmower that's not working correctly, you're limited to your warranties under the product warranty and to the Magnuson-Moss Act, because there is a case in the last 10 years that destroyed our consumer law in Michigan. It's called Globe. And the Michigan Supreme Court decided that wherever there is any product that is regulated by any industry or any governmental entity, that you have no ability to sue for consumer rights. But tell me, what's wrong with your lawnmower?
Well, I don't know. I bought this lawnmower from Menards, and I took it home. I tried to start it. It wouldn't work. Within a half hour of purchasing this thing, I took it back to Menards.
Yep.
And they would not. I just wanted to exchange it for one that worked. All I wanted was a lawnmower that was going to work. And they refused to let me exchange it, saying that I put gasoline in it and they will not take back anything that's been gas, that's had gas put into it or whatnot. And I just wondered, and I thought about going to small claims, because now I'm stuck with the lawnmower. It works now. It's been since worked on, but by the time I took it to their service center, it was 3 weeks before they got it done. And, I had to buy another lawnmower to get this job finished, so now I got a $300 lawnmower that's just sitting at home. And I'm trying to dispute the charge on my credit card with my credit card company.
Yep.
But I'm afraid if that don't work, then I guess, I don't know. I mean, I didn't know if I had...
How long ago did you buy it?
Maybe go small claims.
How long ago did you buy it?
How long ago did I buy it? Probably 2 months ago.
I think I probably would take them to small claims and tell them that you don't want it anymore, that it doesn't work, and include in that also the cost for repairing it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you buy it? Was it brand? Was it brand spanking new?
It was brand new right out of the box, and it wouldn't run. So, I tried to take it back to them. I just told them, look, give me one that works. I don't want my money back.
Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they take it back?
That works. That's all I want. And they wanted to fight me tooth and nail, saying I had to take this machine to the company's authorized service center in Lansing. Well, I did that. But the problem with that was they couldn't fix it for 2 weeks afterwards, and I got a lawn to mow, don't I? I mean, I can't wait when they're telling me they're backlogged 2 to 3 weeks on jobs.
You know what I think? I think you're right. You should take them to small claims court. There's no question about it. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks for calling the Law Show. We're going to continue answering all your legal questions at 855-529-7469. That's 855-529-7469. And I want to hear from people that have been involved in injury matters, whether it's pending or whether it's over with. I'd like to hear about their experience in Michigan, whether or not they've heard from lawyers that the legislature has destroyed the legal right to pursue many cases, which of course they have. There's this doctrine called open and obvious. If something is considered by a judge to be open and obvious, then you can't sue for a slip and fall. So, I mean, it gets really ridiculous. Holes in floors, they're open and obvious, but they're still very dangerous. You may not be able to sue for anything like that. And I'm not here telling you that you should pursue everybody that injures you or every claim for an injury that you receive. But if you have medical bills and downtime and wage losses, there's a constant assault in Michigan by the Republicans to destroy your legal rights to pursue claims to reimburse you for medical costs and wage expenses and household chores and things like that. They're trying to destroy the no-fault law. They're trying to destroy medical malpractice. The only area that they're really not doing any tort reform in is in legal malpractice, because they want people to sue lawyers, and they don't care about that. But it's very unfair, and it's very wrong. And you really all need to get involved in this and get involved in it right now. Call me. I'll give you a link to the bills that they're considering in the House. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll be answering all your legal questions at 855-529-7469.